Welcome back to Entertainment Banter. My name is Joel,
And I'm Matt.
and we're here. Matt, did you know what I'm eating right here? Do you see what I'm eating?
You're eating M&Ms.
Right. Look how big this jug is, right?
M&M's, a proud sponsor of Entertainment Banter.
They are not. Do not. We didn't get paid for this. How many? Let's play a game real quick. How many? Okay. How many servings do you think is per M&M? First off.
Oh, probably half a cup of I don't give a shit.
All right. So that's not even close. It's 16. And then,
Okay.
How many servings do you think are in this container?
Is this really how we're starting it out?
This is how we're
you
starting
always
it out.
do this.
No, I know.
How many servings? What's a fucking serving?
I
Like,
just
what do you
told
consider
16
a serving?
pieces.
Like
I just told you 16
pieces.
M&Ms.
I wasn't listening to you. This is boring me.
Anyways, how many do you think are in here?
How many servings?
Right.
I don't know. I would say 100.
All right, it's 55 servings. So
All right.
I just
not
want to
even
let you know, like, I'm telling you the honest truth, Matt. And that is how
Thank you.
we function.
Thank you
We
for not
tell the
lying.
truth. But you know who doesn't
We
tell
tell
the
the
truth? You
truth.
know who doesn't tell the truth?
Do you really want me to answer that question right now with all the things going on in the world?
You're supposed to lead into what we're talking about. I was giving you a
Okay.
lead up. Like, I'm literally putting the ball. Who doesn't tell the truth, Matt? Russian communists.
Oh, he called them out. Oh, and we never heard from Joel again.
I mean, they're probably still communists now today. Now I'll be taken by the KYB.
I don't think they
KGB.
stopped being communist.
KY,
Joel.
the KYB. They said they're a democratic society now, but somehow their dictator or their tyrant, or sorry,
Who
their
said that?
prime minister.
Who said that?
If you look it up, they're supposed to be a democracy right now, but it's obvious they're not.
As long as you don't mind getting poisoned.
Absolutely, but what happened in 1984?
Rocky.
Did it?
I don't know. That's my guess.
Oh my God, that'd be a cool topic. Going to Rocky into Creed, dude.
If I
dude.
can change,
Oh my God, I'm gonna write that.
and
down.
you can change, we all can change.
But what happened in 1984 besides my car
The
being
Berlin
built?
Wall came down.
And my car was being
not 84, but
dude, my
it
car
was
got
closer
built
to
in
91.
84. I was almost
It was
born in 84.
89? I don't know. 89? I don't know when that. 89, 90? I don't know when it came down officially. Maybe it was 88.
I think I was
don't know.
alive. I
I'll
think
have to
I
look
was
it up.
alive when it happened. So it's after.
I'm going to say late 80s
Sure.
because it was down by the time I
Sure.
made it to Germany in the 90s,
Okay.
early 90s.
But what
Right
else?
before the Gulf War, man. Right before it. The first Gulf War.
That was the first Persian War, right?
The Persian Gulf War.
Anyways, Russia has nuclear power,
What?
or had,
They
or still
dark
have.
sorcery.
Yeah, and then they had a nuclear reactor.
Wow, just one?
Well, and they probably have more, but and then
They had more.
and then with the
Even in the
brightness
subject we're talking about, they had
of
more.
communism,
Yes.
it failed, made a huge disaster that
Spectacularly.
the world today is
Still are shitting their pants.
is still paying for,
Oh, yeah.
and HBO decided to make a 5 episode.
Yeah, I was disappointed. I think it was, maybe it was only
5 or
5
6?
or 6.
It's
very misleading on iTunes.
It's a very
Yeah.
miniseries called Chernobyl,
Yeah.
and that's what we're talking about
Chernobyl.
today. Chernobyl. And,
We're going to talk about it.
It is so frightening. I watched it back last August, and I was asking Matt
Yeah.
to watch it because I wanted to talk about it because it's frightening. Because as you watch it, it's not as entertaining. Like, oh, I want to. Oh, what's going to happen next? Like, oh, is this person going to show up? No, it's more like
Spoiler alert.
It's like more like, holy shit, this happened. How true is this? And then you start Googling it. They did such a good job. They changed a couple things. I guess they made one
Right.
nurse into a single character instead of 100 nurses, so they didn't have to do all
No,
these interviews.
not the
Or was-
nurse, the scientist.
Scientist,
So
there we go.
there was hundreds of scientists, but she represented
All of them.
her character represented all of their collective knowledge.
Which doesn't change much to the story because as you watch it, everything they kind of did and all the details they got from it are so frightening true. It's just so scary on how this superpower of a government handled a world crisis that could not only affect their country, but the planet as we know it. And it still is affecting this planet as we know
Oh,
it.
yeah.
And people are still dying from it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But if you go look it
And
up, I think only less than 100 people died from it in the original report or something like that.
Well, it's interesting how, like, Ukraine has gained and lost its freedom since that time, too.
Where is Chernobyl exactly? Is it close to Ukraine? Is that what it is? Like Papiat or whatever?
Yeah. So what's interesting is it's funny that it's not funny. It sucks. But talking about it, listening to you talk about it right now, yeah, Russia fucked up good, and the way they operate and their way that their Communist Party at that time particularly, maybe to this day still, who knows, they're trying to bring it back. It's the state. The state, that's their thing. And the state is the cause of it. The state is the reason why it could have been a lot worse. But I will say this. Those poor bastards, the Russian people that willingly did what was necessary, suicide missions, to get that taken care of the way that they did it.
I feel like no matter how,
it could be a lot worse right now.
Well, I know,
absolutely a lot worse.
But definitely, just like America, Russia still has, even with Mother Russia, there's a reason why they call it Mother Russia and the motherland and all this shit, is because even though there's communism and like you can't really get out of your certain class because of bullshit. Am I tiring you? You boring? You're bored? No,
this is exciting. Keep going.
No, we can change subjects, if you want. Let's talk about Matt, how he digests water. No, they still have a sense of pride of being from Russia. So they still want to save their country and do their part for the country. Because they're almost, I don't want to say brainwashed.
They really didn't have much of a choice.
No, they
either,
didn't.
Though.
But, I don't want to say brainwashed, but at the same time, they are kind of brainwashed, believing that their country is the best country. Every country wants to believe it's the best country.
See, I think the film did a great job with the coal miners proving that's not the case.
That's true.
Knowing, you know what I mean?
They spit at the politicians that came by or whatever.
Right. No, the reality is they know the what would you call the blue collar workers? They know what the state is really like, and they know they're full of shit. But they just do their job because at the end of the day, you need coal to burn for electricity. And in this situation, you needed them to bail them out of this horrific nightmare.
People have pride.
Yeah. I will say this. I was very surprised at the learning about the divers and their survival. I thought for sure those guys were effed. And people aren't spiritual. I don't care. I'm just saying, like, God was looking out for those individuals.
I forgot about that because they went underneath the whole thing, right?
You know what I mean? Like that was like a pretty much you're dead situation,
right?
And but they were blessed. If those three didn't do what they did instantly, right, it would have been game over since day one, instantly.
Well, rule number one, as you're watching this, so Chernobyl, and I don't know if anyone's following yet, is the nuclear disaster that happened in 1984 in Russia. That affected this next door city, Papoyot.
You're asking me?
I don't know. You just saw it. Anyways, that city,
I was too busy biting my nails at the reality of the situation.
That city is still vacant, still very abandoned. There are still wild animals, though, even though they took an episode in Chernobyl to show they were hunting down those nuclear attacked animals.
But you can't get them all.
And they also destroyed all the plants and everything in the area, too, which is all pretty much grown back as well.
The proof of Mother Nature and her action. We live on a very special planet.
We do, and people do go visit, but you can't spend longer than a certain amount of time in the area. But then people actually take tours of the facility itself, and it's trippy to me because you can't spend longer than like probably hours in there without getting out. And then our bodies, not only is our world a very unique and special place, but also the human body is very unique because even if you get exposed to a certain amount of radiation, you can filter it out and then go back in. And it's just so amazing what our bodies can do.
What's creepy is they're saying thousands of years, right? This damage will take thousands and thousands of years, but yet it's only been 40 years and people are going back.
The thing is, it's not that it will take thousands of years. We can't go back and the mother Earth will
No.
recover.
I'm saying 1,000 years for it to
fully go away. But I'm just saying that it's thousands of years for us to survive in that area again. It's not that Mother Nature. If we all died out tomorrow, that nuclear disaster wouldn't be anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it just.
No, I know.
It already grew back, and no one would think the wiser.
Can I just say too, by the way, that just like in Assassin's Creed, they went back and when Notre Dame caught fire. It's kind of sad, but Assassin's Creed, the game, did extensive documentation of Notre Dame. And so, like, you actually see Notre Dame in the game as beautifully illustrated as it was in person. With this show, I was an avid Call of Duty player for a while, and I think it was Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Well, I can't remember, 1 or 2.
They're all the
you
same.
You actually go into that actual courtyard where it's so famous. Like it's unbelievable how like you recognize this courtyard surrounded by apartment complexes and like the playground or the Ferris wheel area. Like it is like national landmark, so to speak, in a lot of aspects for Chernobyl. And
right.
Call of Duty, when you play the game, it's amazing how accurate it looks in that area. Just because even Chernobyl, it looked exactly the same way.
Say, I wonder if they filmed some of it actually there.
Well, what I'm thinking is people have been there documenting and filming that location.
Of course.
Because obviously they used it for Call of Duty, and obviously the same information was used for this
right.
situation. So
it doesn't mean these people haven't gone there and done their own research too,
right.
as well, scouting.
But I just thought it was creepy because if you ever wanted to visit Chernobyl, just turn on Call of Duty, man. It's creepy.
Dude, just turn on YouTube, and there's so many videos you go down of the situation of the mod. I mean, it was just in 2020 was it 2020 or in 2019 where they put the sarcophagus that's supposed to last another 100 years. We don't have another 100 years. They only bought us another 100 years, but
you would actually know more than I would. I don't know when they repaired that. I know it wasn't built to last. The first one was literally just covering.
First one, but they just put they built this giant back in 2016. They were looking for rope access technicians to go in and help build this giant, pretty much like a dome, like a stadium dome to go over the Chernobyl, like a puzzle piece. We're going to build it over here and then wheel it over Chernobyl. But it was only going to buy us another 100 years. But not too long after them putting that into place and securing it, which is already creepy enough. I feel like if you're going there, it's like a possible death sentence because like you don't know if you're going to get tumors in 50 years from that instant. Like if I got cancer, if I worked that gig and then in 50 years I got cancer, I'd be like, well, it's from Chernobyl. It has to be.
Right.
So,
right.
And they may even blame it on it regardless because they're like, where'd you work? You're like, oh, well, shit. But they started realizing that, they fixed the above part now, but they realize it's sinking into the ground more. I think the elephant foot is going deeper and deeper into the soil, which is making it worse, which is going to...
Well, we talked about this,
which
too.
I think the polar opposite is Maine. I think they're just going to pop out at Maine.
I know. Good thing I don't live there. It's kind of funny how like they never mentioned the elephant's foot in this documentary series.
I thought they did. I thought they did. Or did I just watch a lot? I watched so many YouTube videos.
We watched live action videos of it. We watched live videos of it.
They got video of it because they sent a drone, pretty much a drone in to look at it. And no one's been physically.
But there's one man standing by it. I think or unless that's a doc.
I think yes.
No,
I think
video.
I think they did do that, and I said that the person died not too long after.
Yeah, I mean,
like it's a death sentence to go there. I know what the sad thing is, Matt. You know what? It just comes a realization into the world right now. It just makes me really sad
that Russia has nuclear reactors on floating barges that can break away and go anywhere.
God, yeah, but that's not where I'm going with this. It's more. It's just so sad to know that no matter what you do, no matter what happens, you can't have a radioactive superhero because it's not possible. Like no superheroes were formed in the making of this disaster.
That's true.
If we were going to have a superhero in the world, don't you think Chernobyl would have been like the cause of one of them being made? Or maybe we don't know about it. Maybe we don't know about the superhero.
Well, if that elephant foot goes deep enough, we may not get superheroes, but Japan might be onto something because we might get a Godzilla or we might get something else like that. You know what I mean?
I mean, they did find the three-eyed fish, like the Simpsons predicted, but they didn't predict it. It was just a joke, and they actually found a three-eyed fish. But I mean, it does cause mutations, but I mean, maybe there's gonna be that one moment it hits the right mutation where it could be you, Matt. You could be the one. You could go there and get powers.
Maybe. Yeah, no, I'm good.
Like, could you imagine like having that instance when it got wrecked, and then like the guy, literally, I don't think I'll ever work in a nuclear facility just because I feel like it's a death sentence at some point. It
makes me rethink where I live too. You know what I mean? Like driving down California on the 5, San Diego.
It's called
just like that beach. Yeah, you know what I mean? Just you're like, I don't know if I want to be around here anymore. Swimming.
The titties.
Yeah.
Well, they've been decommissioning that reactor for a long time. You know that, right? They've been slowly decommissioning it. It's not functioning
I actually did
anymore.
not know. Well, where's that going out in the water?
No, that's why it's been decommissioning for the last, I think, 20 years, to be honest. They can't just you can't just shut it down and call it good.
Obviously, right. Yeah.
But they're trying to do it right. So it's been it hasn't been functioning forever. And they've been I think they've been doing, I think one side's still working. Honestly, I got to look it up again. But
sure.
It's just, I don't know where I was going before you said that. Oh, working in a facility. You're working in a facility. You're working in a nuclear reactor, and then it's bad news. And then you see the explosion. You walk over to the randomly, and you look over after all the smoke. That guy died almost instantly, didn't he? He looked over the edge.
Yeah.
He saw.
Well, yeah. So here's the thing. This most disturbing part is, again, they were talking about her interviewing them, and she literally said they didn't show this one guy she was interviewing, and he didn't have any flesh left.
He was melting. He was literally melting.
They were saying it was just literally his muscles. You know what I mean? He had no flesh when she was talking to him.
Shoot me at that point. I'm not gonna live.
Yeah.
There's no way. And that that scientist they first incorporated in the beginning to figure all the stuff out and tell us what's wrong and all that.
Yes.
And he's measuring the site, and they're and he said, "Oh my God, it's this many joules or whatever it was." And they're like, well, how many can humans normally has? And he was it was literally a single digit number to an 8-digit number.
Right.
And it's just a crazy amount of shit. It's just, oh my gosh. And I remember watching so many YouTube videos afterwards about it all and going down that hole. And then I was trying to understand nuclear fission and all that. Nuclear reactors are literally just making steam. It's literally what they do. It's literally just steam pushing turbines.
But that's everything. That's why we burn coal or fossil
but
fuels.
That's just so
the same
crazy.
Thing.
It's just because it's the nuclear.
It's all about heating the water for steam.
Right.
Yeah,
and
turning the turbines.
The reaction is so
steam.
what do they call it, volatile, that it creates so much steam so quick that it turns the turbines, and that's all it is. I never knew that officially, but I feel I deep down I sort of did, and it's just you're looking at it and it seems so simple, and literally that's how we're getting energy.
Well, I knew that it was to eventually create steam to turn the turbines. What I didn't know, and I actually appreciated that they took the time to sort of dummy explain it in the show, was how they controlled the fluctuation of the nuclear energy. It was a constant.
How they had to balance it because if it led too long, it explodes.
Right. Well, they kept going back and forth. They'd have to keep everything in check and balanced.
And that was,
by the way, side note, real quick. If anybody doubts peer pressure is a bad thing, watch Chernobyl.
Oh,
if you know something's wrong, don't fucking do it.
Stand by it.
Don't fucking do it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you're watching this, and then it comes down to this communist party who literally everyone gets divvied up pretty much how communism works. Everyone gets the same amount of money, same pay, same this, same that. Everyone just works and does their gig. You're pretty much picked at birth, almost what you're gonna do. Could you imagine some of the people you see in certain industries going oh, you're going to be a nuclear babysitter, more or less. That's how I looked at the two that fucked it up that night. Well, they didn't fuck it up.
Well, it wasn't their fault,
It wasn't
That's
their fault.
The thing. They listened to the wrong people.
Right. And just imagine that wrong person, he didn't want to be that, but then this is his job. And he's just this is what I was told the whole time. I just imagine, I go down to a simple example of people. Everyone drives cars in America. Majority of people, I mean, I got to say that in California, pretty much you have to drive a car to get around regardless. And we can go into details why there's cars everywhere because automakers are pieces of shit. But besides the fact, everyone drives a car. Majority of America drives cars, right? Now, a lot of people don't drive cars well. Now, I don't expect a lot of people in the world believe that cars are meant to go from point A to point B. Not much more than that. But then they're not good drivers. They're just trying to get to point A to point B. A good driver is someone who enjoys driving it. It's the same reason why I don't ask someone who doesn't like to cook me at Thanksgiving dinner, because the food may come out because they're going to be forced to make it and they'll follow the directions, but it's not going to have, if someone really enjoys doing it, you'll have that more pizzazz to it. So you're just having someone pretty much go from point A to point B. It's a 9-to-5 job, going to a nuclear reactor that could potentially blow up the country to fucking maintain this reactor. And this is how communism works. They don't pick people who want passionately to do these jobs. They literally just pick people you go this way, you go that way, you do this, you're this, you're this, you're this. And it's if you follow your passion more, you get more of what.
Well,
It should be.
it's more to it. It's more to it than that, though.
I'm dumbing it down. I'm dumbing it down.
No, I know. Well, I'm gonna give examples from the show, right? That we're talking about the show and their representation of what transpired.
Sure.
So don't forget, like they show the representation of like it's nepotism, who because you could be, according to their show, you could be a shoe salesman 1 minute and you could be running the government the next, or the head of science or whatever you want to say. Or nuclear energy, and you don't listen to scientists because the pride comes from I was a shoe salesman, but now someone thought I was important enough to run science, even though you have no experience whatsoever.
Run science. I love it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just paraphrasing. Well, because I don't remember what his official title was. He could have been just a politician. I don't remember. But she goes to him. She's representing the hundreds of scientists that are saying there's a problem, and he says, "Well, I don't need to listen to you." Basically, bottom line.
Right.
So I actually don't remember what his official role was.
Think about it like if you are a shoe salesman, you're Ed Bundy in Married with Children, and all of a sudden you get promoted to be president of the United States. You just jump started everybody. I mean, obviously, like you're just puppets in this whole world, but you think like I was that important to be.
Well, and everybody in that particular situation too, from the guy in charge at the plant itself on that shift, and the guy that was running the nuclear power plant situation. I don't know who he was. I don't know if he was I don't know what the hell he was. But basically, there was 3 guys, and they were all, one person wanted to advance his career politically, and the other 2 wanted to follow into those other positions to claim a higher state of power. And it all boiled back down to this testing. They never got to this testing, but this testing would advance all of their careers, and they could just get it done. So again, the ambition to advance oneself dominated over the safety and security of literally thousands, if not millions, of people. And it's just again, greed, of one individual's desire to advance was also part of the problem. The state was the problem in the sense that ignoring it, not admitting fault, like that's a huge problem. And then again, the lower level people giving into peer pressure, knowing it's not right, like doubting yourself, doubting your knowledge. It's what's creepy is there's countries in the world right now that North Korea, Iran, all these other places are trying to get this power, and I have no problem, honestly, if a country wants it to, run basic needs. We know for the most part that's not what they want it for, but if they just want it to run their homes or whatever, fine, great. But it's just creepy because Russia was a world power. I'm not saying they were the best. They've made faults and mistakes along the way. There was times America was so scared of them. That's why we started the space program, because like we were spying on them, and once we started spying on them, we realized they weren't as advanced as we thought they were. But at that time, prior to that, we didn't know. We thought they were a hardcore, knew their shit, ready to kick ass,
right?
Country. So, and they had the ability to weaponize nuclear energy. So it's interesting how that they fucked up so bad, and then like these other countries are basically where they were then. Does that make sense? Like what they're trying to do now is where they were then. It's kind of creepy to think about.
It really is.
And I mean, I could be wrong, but North Korea, I mean, do you think they would be able to do what Russia did in a situation like that?
No, I think to what we know about North Korea, I mean, they're so evil over their map. They don't even have color. Their whole country's in black and white. It's not color. We watch them on color TV, but all you see is black and white. That's how evil they are, Matt. They're just black and white.
I know what you're doing.
What?
Keep going. You're wearing like a black and white striped shirt, by the way.
It's gray. Anyways, so it's if something like that happened in North Korea, I think we'd be fucked. If North Korea really wants that kind of power, I think those are talks of like negotiations of opening up their borders, just due to the fact that if they want it, there needs to be an eye to watch over it, kind of thing. Not even like hire them to do it. It would almost like, I don't want to say America needs a meddle in everyone's fucking business, as we already do. But we haven't had much failure that I know of nuclear reactors, have we?
Well, we're really good at covering up our own dirt too, though.
Right.
But
well, I know because we've had concentration camps from Japan. I mean, that's pretty shitty during World War II.
Well, yes, it wasn't from Japan. We had it in our own
Right,
country,
right. That's what I meant. I meant like we took Jap. Anyways,
not our finest hours.
No,
but
no.
here's the thing, though. North Korea actually, their mountain imploded. Like there was a underground testing site that
they were testing
they used
nuclear.
so much.
Yeah,
and it. I think they actually went too far and it imploded it. And I don't know if we ever actually. I didn't hear anything after that, but the whole point is if it gets out of the ground, right?
It's not a single.
If the mountain
country's...
imploded and the face slides away like
Look,
Mount St. Helen does, you don't know what the hell's there.
It comes down to basic human rights. I repeated a lot here during current events in America saying your rights end where my rights begin. Now, we don't care if you want to blow up your own country. Blow it up. Fuck it. It's your country. But if it affects our country, then we got a problem. You know what I mean? Like if you're testing nuclear things and you're testing this mountain, it's contained, but then it leaks out into the world, or you're doing this nuclear, you're doing these nuclear energy over, then it fucks up and you don't tell anyone, you lie about it, and then it fucks the whole, it fucks everybody. It doesn't just screw you, it screws everybody.
It goes back to a pride thing too, though. You know what I mean? It's like a kid that does something wrong and they don't want to admit it. Like if you throw a baseball and it hits the neighbor's car window and breaks it, you know what I mean?
We got to get past that. But at the same time, if that's what they look at it as, then change your country's policies because obviously your communism shit's not working.
Well, I'm not just saying communism. I'm saying because I keep picturing like Iran in the back of my head and all these other places as well that want nuclear power. Getting back to Chernobyl. The show, I thought it was done very well. It stressed me out watching it, to be honest with you, because like you said, it's based on an actual real life event. I watched Scooby-Doo to decompress. The fact that there's a guy trying to kill people with or rob a bank wearing a mask is enough for me some days, based on the world we're living in. But in all honesty, though, like I was stressed. Like you do that classic, like you're watching a horror film, like don't go in there, fool. But people rush in to go see it, no pun intended, and pregnant women hugging their husbands when their face looks literally like it's melting. I mean, it's like, come on, people. And it
was just sad too, because like it was all on true stories, and the stories that you heard, like, oh, these people are getting better, but then like because that's nuclear radiation poisoning, it can make it look like you're getting better, but then you go downhill quick right afterwards. You're not getting better, and there's not much. And the thing is, in medical science today, there's not much change on if that happens again. Like there's nothing you can really do once you have that much radiation poisoning.
I'm really surprised they didn't just morphine the crap out of those guys.
And let
they
them,
probably did. You know what I mean?
They could have, but at the same time, I mean, your mother Russia.
But they needed the information.
We're strong like bull. We wrestle bears in the woods, and we eat vodka frozen because vodka doesn't freeze. I don't know, but potatoes are good there too. But I don't know, to be honest.
Was there a part in the I was gonna say film, but in the part of the series that really stood out to you? Like, was there one part where you're just like, either just the way it was done, or maybe you learned something that you're just like, holy crap?
Well, the whole time I was learning new stuff. Like everyone, you read about it or you get talked about it a little bit in history class, and I think high school you brush over it, but not enough in this detail. I hope now they're showing this miniseries. I
mean, I was old enough. I was a lot,
right?
When it happened. I remember my parents watching the news and they were freaking out because, like, again, nobody trusts Russia at that time. It was right in the middle of the Cold War.
Nobody trusts Russia now, but anyway, so.
Well, I mean, we really didn't trust them, and we were trying to. That was with Reagan and all this stuff going on. So everyone was like, "Damn, this is a big deal." I remember they were watching it like, "We don't know what's happening over there," and after watching this documentary type miniseries, it could have spread. It could have killed Europe. It could have killed the whole friggin' Asian continent. Really,
it could have.
Think about it.
It could have. But what really stood out to me is not only that learning all that, but the major thing is the camaraderie and patriotism. Like, the politicians are trying to cover it up. The scientist was trying to like, no, we got to like take this under control. And then when he finally got people working on it, the patriotism, the pride in their own country, coming together, being told this is probably a death sentence. Those miners that went underneath, like it was just.
You know what it reminds me? honestly,
Right.
September 11th.
Yeah, no, honestly, it was a disaster that
first
brought everybody
responders
together.
going-
And just thinking that
going
miner
in.
that came out, when that miner came out naked, he just had the hard hat on, the light on, because it was so hot under there they couldn't work. And he was
Right.
telling the scientist that trying to get everybody, like he's been trying to be real with everybody. He's like, you need that shit on there. And the guy, the foreman, just looked
Doesn't
him
matter.
right in the eyes and
Yeah.
said, "You tell me right now, does it matter or not? We're screwed anyway, pretty much." And he's like, "Yeah, you are." And he goes, "Then we're gonna work as comfortably as we can to get this shit done."
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
it just boggles my mind. And then those guys on the rooftop that had to get all the debris off and toss it back into the reactor. They literally you have 10 seconds to be out there each time. That's so nuts. And that's it for the day.
Yeah.
10 seconds, you're out there, you shovel as much as you can, you get back here, and you're done for the day. Go home.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was the amount of time you were able to work in that area. It's just those things are just like you don't think it's like the unseen evil, like the unseen disaster. You feel like, oh, it's not gonna hurt me, but like you're absorbing it and you don't even know until hours, days later. And some of these guys probably did die years later. That Russia still is not saying that it's part of the deaths.
Well, of course not. But I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, the other thing too is in Japan a few years ago, those guys, same thing. They sacrificed their lives too to make that happen.
They did. And I'm still curious if there's Japan's issue. Is that completely under control, or is that another one of those issues?
I don't know. I mean, they have it stabilized. I actually don't know the condition of that situation right now. It's been a while. It's not in the news anymore.
Well, I'm sure you can look it up. They're not hiding it. I mean,
well, they've had earthquakes that have happened since then that also have kind of brought up concerns. But
well,
it's crazy.
I'm always curious too. Like we talk about how it takes 1,000 years for Chernobyl, but what about Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Do people live there again? I'm so confused.
The island is so small, man. They got a massive population. I'm sure I think the difference is that was a bomb.
Oh, because it blew it all out, and this was a slow.
Bomb is different. I think this is this was the actual core itself exposed, and it was in the air, and it was in the ground, and it was its purest form. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, I mean, there's obviously radiation fallout with the atomic bombs, but it doesn't
last as long, right?
Yeah, this was on a scale like unheard of,
Crazy.
And we bombed Japan twice, which is crazy. We were gonna bomb them a third time.
Tokyo was on the target next, man.
And that's when they finally, conceded. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. So for me, if you have not seen Chernobyl, I think I would highly recommend it. It's a nice sobering reminder to you never know what's going to happen on this planet. So make sure you tell your loved ones before you go to bed that you love them. Give them a little kissy, because there's a lot of scary stuff in the world that people tend to take for granted and forget about. And that's my final thought.
True story. My final thought is if you like history stuff like that and want to see a really good documentary, but it's really well done, this is a good show for you. But the girlfriend, she could not. I asked her if she wanted to watch it. I'm like, it's based off reality, and she watched the trailer and she's like, nope. If it was not based off reality, she probably would be down to watch it. But since it's literally based off like true facts, it makes it even that more scarier.
Yeah, it's very sobering.
Yeah.
So on that note, thank you for listening to Entertainment Banter. We appreciate your listening. My name is Matt.
You don't talk for me. Because my name is Joel, and I am done.